and let that message go to Nairobi.
Mheshimiwa Opiyo Wandayi has addressed as a matter of emphasis, but I think it's as clear as daylight what he's saying. And for me, particularly, having gone through the election as a candidate and as a defender of justice in all the courts in the Republic of Kenya and in the Supreme Court, and as somebody who has taken part in negotiations for transformation from one constitutional order to another, at a personal level, now I'm talking at a personal level, there are those you can negotiate with, but there are some people who ab initio you should not even attempt to negotiate with them. You should not even attempt to negotiate with them. I think we should just go back to the drawing board. Because if President Ruto could not work with Uhuru Kenyatta, if he could not work with Uhuru Kenyatta, when they were inside government, all of them were inside government, and every day since the elections were held, all the things that were done during the 10 years of Jubilee government, Ruto has every time disassociated himself from what happened at a time when he was the deputy president. The vice president or deputy president. Everything that happened when he was the principal assistant of the president of the Republic of Kenya, all that, including the running of the economy. And he has brought another political clown called Gachagua, who every day are telling you that, when they took over power, there was nothing in the treasury. When they were in the treasury, when they were running government. And they are going back on their word to say they had nothing to do with that. So negotiating with Ruto is a very difficult task. It's a very difficult task. When you're talking to a stone, you cannot negotiate. The only way you can negotiate with a stone is to crack it. Is to crack it. Is to crack it. Even attempting to try and talk to Ruto, we may go on into 2027 without any solution. I gave up on him a long time. And I was telling people when the principal secretary and everybody was there in Bondo, I told them, I know Ruto more than they know Ruto. I know him. I know when he can make a deal and when he cannot make a deal. So all this idea about making Kenya a better society, having a democratic space, all that is not even music to him. It's just a waste of time. Just a waste of time. So, right now, if you look at what is happening in the country, the state called Kenya is dysfunctional. Completely dysfunctional. Counties are not getting their monies as provided under the Constitution. We're not getting it. And it's not just to Azimio counties. The chairman of the Council of Governors is from Kirinyaga, is from that party. And you could hear the statement she was making the other week, that even 450 billion shillings, which is less than 10% of a national budget, which is more than 3 trillion, they cannot be able to send that money. So even in education, when Ruto says that there's going to be money coming to the schools, that's a big lie. And one day you were right. A liar should have a good memory. If you want to be a good liar, you should have a good memory. Unfortunately, President Ruto does not have a good memory. He tells a lie today and he forgets that he lied yesterday and tells you another lie. So, Kenya has become, as a democracy, dysfunctional. As an economy, we are doing very badly. Investment flows that used to come to this country, a lot of them are now being diverted because of the business climate and economic climate we have in Kenya. Some of them are going to Tanzania, some of them are going to Uganda, even Angola in terms of investment flows, if you look at it critically, because Kenya is slowly becoming a country which is not attractive to investment. So I believe, and with all the things that have been said here about IEBC, how would you want a good IEBC if you know an IEBC that works according to your script can make you win an election? Ruto knows that he will not win the next election. So he will not form an IEBC in another image. He will form an IEBC in his image. And that's why he wants even Chebukati to be the Chief Justice of Kenya. He wants a court in his image. In the Commission for Revenue Allocation, which determines how much money comes to the counties and how much money goes to the national government, Mrs. Chebukati is the commissioner. I mean, it has escaped us. It has escaped us. Such an important, independent commission. The chair, and I'm saying this knowing the full consequences of what I'm saying. I know somebody who may want to sue me, but I'm prepared. I'm prepared to be sued. It is not for nothing that Mrs. Chebukati was chosen as the chairman of the Commission for Revenue Allocation. He cannot defend, she cannot defend even the rights of the counties. And it is not for nothing that we hear people in Kenya Kwanza saying that Chebukati has a right to be Chief Justice. After all that happened in the previous elections. So I think the way now is for us to decide. To decide. Elgangat machimu gijawuoro. Kichimu gijawuoro mo jawuoro wajno mi wangwa. Sami mi wangi no kilo wangi to kono de. Jogi jawuoro. Okay mi wangi. So I think, and if my views really can matter, if this matter is not before the parliament next week, if the NADCO report is not in parliament next week, then it will be clear that the Kenya Kwanza team has elected to ignore it. It was just a way of making sure that the demonstrations do not go on and putting government to task does not go on, to earn a period of lull in order to enable the Kenya Kwanza government to do what they want to do. So I think we should have a deadline in the next 2 weeks or 1 week. If that business is not before the National Assembly, then I think we should change the script. If it is not before the National Assembly and the Senate next week, I think we should send the script. And before it goes to the National Assembly or Senate, the report should be sent or be delivered jointly to Raila Odinga and Ruto, and let them all, the two of them, publicly declare. And I know my leader supports the process. Let, in the presence of both of them, and with the leadership of Parliament, Azimio side led by Opiyo Wandayi, and whoever they choose in the Kenya Kwanza, let them say publicly that they commit that document to the Parliament and require Parliament to not only pass it, but begin the business of bringing legislation to support the recommendation of that document.
I think you have played a role, a very big role, to the idea of technical institution and technical training. You know, with your blessings and prayers, nothing can defeat us. And to the people of the community, I think you are doing... This goes directly to the lunch we are going to eat yesterday.
Kazi na bidii. Kesho nitakuja hapa mwalimu. Kesho nataka nikule lunch na hawa watoto kesho. Yeah?
Kesa etc. Of course the clergy. We are very pleased and honored to be before you.
Haya, toro, leta hii check tuonyeshe basi. Sikombre. That's you also have another 10,000.
Members of Parliament and the honorables. So, to our students and my brothers and sisters who we are studying in here, we are just here to remind us that we always meet on Sundays and on Fridays for the CU meetings. Thank you.
This is you share with the principal who are here. Yeah, 10,000.
Niko kwa county assembly na wakilisha wanawake. Asanteni sana.
Pia nina ujumbe moja. Kwa leo mmeletewa karo ya shule ya kusoma. Hii karo imetoka katika serikali ya chama.
Ungeo kusaukia? Then one code jogo nyitendo man ka ngene form 4 kaibe one code jogo.
Wazazi hamjamboni. Hamjamboni tena.
Ningeshangaa hata wewe.
Na aliye na kilema na abewe na mwenzake. Huu ndio mwanzo wake, si wa mwisho wa safari.
Tuwapige ma uoyo ko mosiepna ma ilungo no budo. Nitaisema na Kiswahili na nitaisema na mother tongue pia. Kiwa mdogo wakicheza na watoto wenzake, anaonekana akipiga mkebe kama ngoma. Aliimba kusifu viongozi mbalimbali. Himizo inatolewa kwa vijana ili waweze
Tieno an MCA Mauhunja, majority leaders ya county assembly. Jonyuol wangni jimo time mopogore.
Wiyo wili yawa, ngene chwa beko na mbaka ngawena wenda. Aunge wacha, anana ko bada pin. Gimi dwaro ka. Asiro gitinde na nyaka giwiya. Benda wacho wach mo.